Hi everyone, it's Tish with Naptime Creations. Welcome back to my channel or welcome to my channel. And if you're new, don't forget to subscribe. It's free and it'll help me out a lot. So hit that subscribe button. Today we're going to be making a resin jar with a lid. So let's jump in and get started. I have always wanted to make a jar and I just never have, even though I've been working with resin for 5 years now. So I was really excited to try this mold from Let's Resin. I'll link it down below. And my plan was to pour this all in one pour. I'm using the Let's Resin epoxy. And that glitter was some of my water lily glitter. You can get it from my Etsy shop. I just poured a little bit into the lid and the bottom of the jar mold. And now I'm going to go in with some ocean white tinted resin. This pigment is also from Let's Resin. I added 1 drop to 2 ounces of clear resin, gave that a good mix, and poured it right into the mold. And now I'm going to go in with some pink velvet. This one you can get from Laura's Art Corner. It's a really pretty pink. I'll link it down below along with my coupon code. And that was 2 ounces as well. The pink velvet is a mica powder, and I just poured that right on top of the white. I am going to give the mold a little squish just to make sure resin gets down into all the grooves of the jar. Add a little bit more of the water lily glitter because I realized I had a little bit more left in this cup. And you can get this glitter from my Etsy shop. I have a lot of really pretty colors available. Definitely check out my Etsy for some gorgeous glitters. And sorry about the angle on this one. I was trying to hold my tripod and film at the same time as I was pouring and it just didn't work out too good. But that was 2 more ounces of clear, and to that one I added 2 drops of that ocean white liquid pigment. Let it cure overnight. That was the next day. I poured in a little bit of my Heart's Desire glitter that I had left over from another pour and filled the mold up the rest of the way with some black tinted resin. Like I said, I meant to pour this all in one layer, but I didn't have quite enough. For this project, you would need about 8 ounces, and I only mixed up 6 on the first day that I made this. Let everything cure overnight. This is the next day, getting ready to take it out of the mold. This part was a little bit tricky to demold. Just take your time with it. This is 3.5 times sped up, but I was just working my hands around the mold, just very carefully peeling it up and off the jar. Here's how it turned out. Super pretty. I love, love, love the way this turned out. Using the different densities of white gave me some really cool wispy effects. Remember the first white that I poured only had 1 drop of that ocean white. Then we did the pink and then another pour of the white, but that one had more pigment in it. And that kind of pushed down over that pink and gave some really cool wispy effects. The black I wasn't too sure about, but you can't really see it unless you're looking inside of the jar. And now we're going to actually do something I have never done before. We are going to add rhinestones to the lid of this jar. So I'm going to be using liquid fusion glue. You can get this off Amazon. I also got my stones off Amazon. It came in a kit with the little applicator, the wax pen, and all these different sizes of rhinestones. I did put some glue into a precision tip applicator bottle, and I just wasn't liking working with that. So here I'm just going in straight from the bottle with about a quarter size amount of this glue. I'm going to take my applicator and kind of smooth it out. I would not do this if I were you guys. I would go grab a toothpick or a silicone paintbrush or something to smooth this glue out because you are going to need to use this when you're applying your rhinestones. So I'm just getting all that glue off. You don't want your glue to be too thick. You want a thin layer of glue. If you put it on too thick, your rhinestones are going to kind of start swimming in the glue, and when the glue gets on top of the rhinestone, it's going to take away the sparkle. And I'm just going to place my rhinestones down. I'm going to be doing the scatter method today. This is just where you use different sizes of rhinestones. It's kind of like a puzzle, and you just fit them together however you want. It's really fun, really easy to do. Like I had said, I never have done a rhinestone project before. I have been wanting to try this for a really long time, so I thought that this jar would be the perfect project to add a little bit of extra sparkle on the top by adding some rhinestones. And when you do the glue, this glue does dry pretty fast. That was a tongue twister. So I would apply just about quarter size amounts, and you have about a 15-minute working time. So you just want to add your glue, hurry and start adding your stones, and then add more glue on your next section. And like I said before, definitely don't add too much glue. Grab a toothpick or something to smooth that glue out because you don't want the stones swimming in that glue. You just want a nice thin layer of glue so your stones sit right on top of it. And it's actually really therapeutic to do this for me. I had so much fun doing this. I'm not going to do the whole thing on camera. Real time, it took me 2.5 hours to do this entire lid. Um, I think it took me a little bit longer because, like I said, this was my first time ever doing this, but once you get the hang of it, it would definitely not take that long. There's a few different techniques that you can apply the stones. There's a honeycomb method, a box method, and this scatter method. I thought that this one would be good because I'm a complete beginner. I never tried this before, and it is really just like a puzzle, finding the different size stones that fit together. So having a set of stones like this off Amazon is good with all the different sizes for this technique because some spots are going to be really, really tiny, and that is good for the smallest size stone in this set. And here was what I was saying. You want to take that point or the other part of your applicator and push those stones down into the glue. Here's how it was looking. Oh, and I did sand the lid to this lightly. I just took a piece of sandpaper by hand, gave it a little scrub, just roughed up the surface a little bit so that glue had a little bit of tooth to adhere those stones. But here's how it turned out. I love how the stones just gave it a finishing touch. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Definitely check out this mold. I'm excited to use it some more. It's really, really fun to do. And I'll link all the materials I've used down below in the description box, along with any coupon codes that I have. Let me know if you guys have any questions down in the comments. I did mix up my resin off camera just to save time, but if you're new to resin, I'll link one of my mixing tutorials down below in the description box. Be sure to go check it out. I show you step by step how to mix your resin. Don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for watching. Bye, guys.